Hi, this is Grace Helton, and I'm going to talk to you today a little bit about my paper, The Revisability View of Belief. The revisability view says that all beliefs, insofar as they are beliefs, have this feature. Their subjects are psychologically capable of rationally revising those beliefs in response to available, sufficiently strong, conflicting evidence. Notice that the revisability view is a descriptive view. It's not a normative view. What that means is it's a view about what beliefs are in fact like, not about what they should be like. This entails that mental states that are not revisable in the right way simply aren't beliefs, though they may turn out to be some other kind of cognitive attitude, like a supposition or a merely entertained thought. The primary argument in favor of the revisability view is what I call the argument from the norm of revision. This argument gets its name from its first premise. All beliefs are such that they ought to be rationally revised in response to available, sufficiently strong, conflicting evidence. The second premise is just a kind of ought implies can principle. It says, if some mental state ought to be rationally revised in response to this kind of evidence, then the subject who tokens that state psychologically can revise that state in response to such evidence. By combining these two claims, we get the revisability view as a conclusion. All beliefs are such that their subjects psychologically can rationally revise those states in response to sufficiently strong, conflicting evidence. What exactly does the argument tell us? The argument from the norm of revision counts as a strong reason to endorse the view that all beliefs are necessarily revisable. But the argument from the norm of revision isn't on its own a decisive reason to endorse the revisability view. We need to additionally show that a wide range of human mental states, including at least some irrational mental states, are revisable in the right way. As it turns out, many human mental states are revisable. For instance, states that are the results of confirmation bias can, in certain circumstances, be rationally revised. Also, at least some emotionally underpinned states can also be rationally revised. At this point, some viewers may be asking, what about mental states that just aren't revisable? For instance, it's plausible that some religious views are faith-based in the sense that they aren't responsive to further evidence. It may seem that we should include such views as beliefs, but the revisability view excludes these views from the class of belief. I will argue that though initially counterintuitive, the result that faith-based views aren't beliefs is the right result. So in this much, the revisability view makes the right prediction. What about faith-based religious views? Why do we suppose faith-based religious views are beliefs? I propose that this is for the following reason. Such views exhibit three traits which are typically associated with belief. Faith-based views are sincerely endorsed by those who hold them. They guide action for those who hold them. And they're inferentially promiscuous in the sense that they can be used as premises in new inferences. Although many mental states that are sincerely endorsed, action guiding, and inferentially promiscuous are beliefs, it turns out that none of these features is sufficient for belief. We sometimes sincerely endorse what we don't believe, as in certain cases of denial. We also sometimes act on what we don't believe, as in when we engage in certain kinds of pretense. And finally, we sometimes form inferences based on what we don't believe. For instance, when generating an argument from reductio, we may suppose, just for the sake of proving otherwise, what we take to be false. I want to suggest that it's because mental states that are sincerely endorsed, action guiding, and inferentially promiscuous usually are beliefs, that we mistook faith-based views for beliefs. In fact, faith-based views aren't beliefs, as the considerations in favor of the revisability view show. Further, the fact that these states have these traits doesn't suffice as a reason for thinking such states must be beliefs. So to briefly recap the major points of this presentation, the revisability view of belief says that for some mental state to be a belief, it must be rationally revisable. Any state which fails to be revisable in the right way simply is not a belief, though it may be some other kind of cognitive attitude. The argument from the norm of revision counts as a strong reason to endorse the revisability view. In fact, this argument, together with the result that many human states are revisable, suggests an all things considered reason to endorse the revisability view. Finally, in excluding faith-based religious views from the class of belief, I've argued that the revisability view makes the right prediction. All right, that is my presentation. So thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much to the organizers of the Minds Online Conference for their tremendous efforts in getting this whole thing together. Thanks so much, guys. We really do appreciate it.